Okay, Geometry students, in this video, we'll be learning one formula and one theorem. The formula will help you find the sum of interior angles of a convex polygon. The theorem will help you find the sum of the exterior angles of a convex polygon. Okay, so that's what we're going to look at today. Now, your heading today is angles of polygons. So go ahead and copy that down, please. Angles of polygons. The lesson number is 6.2. And be sure and include today's date. Okay? Angles of polygons. Lesson 6.2. And be sure and include today's date. Alright, let's continue on. Now, let me start off by appealing to your common sense. Please do not take notes on this material unless you are willing to write quickly. I would advise you just sit back and watch this and use a little common sense and watch what I do. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Just sit back and watch. Here's a triangle, 3 sides. We've learned that the sum of the interior angles, angles 1, 2, and 3, would be 180 degrees. Now again, don't take notes on this. I will tell you when to start taking notes again, okay? So here we go. Now, here's a 4-sided polygon. Got it? Now I'm going to pick a side, and I'm going to go ahead and draw a diagonal, like from here to here. Okay, now watch what happens when I do that again. Don't take notes, just watch. Okay, look, I have a triangle here and a triangle here. I have 2 triangles. Do you see that? So I really have angles. I have an angle 1, 2, and 3, and angles 4, 5, and 6. So I know these 3 angles here add up to what? 180. I know these 3 angles here add up to what? 180. So all of the interior angles add up to what? 360. That's just common sense. Okay, now let's continue on. Watch this. Okay, 5 sides. Now I'm going to find a vertex here, and I'm going to draw all of my diagonals, all of them, like this. Okay, like that. That's all the diagonals I can draw from this vertex. Okay, so here's what it looks like. Look, I have a triangle here, a triangle here, and a triangle here. I have 3 triangles, so I know all of the interior angles here add up to 180. All the angles here add up to what? 180. And all the angles here add up to what? 180. Well, 180 times 3 is 540. So if I have a 4-sided figure, the sum of the interior angles is 360. If I have a 5-sided convex polygon, the sum of the interior angles is 540. Let's look at one more example. Don't take notes on this, just watch, okay? Now, if I start here and draw all of the possible diagonals, so here's 1, here's 1, here's 1, I would have 4 triangles. It would look like this. There it is. So I have 6 sides, and the sum of all the interior angles would be 720, because I have a triangle here, all of these angles are 180. I have a triangle here, all of these angles add up to 180. I have a triangle here, all of these interior angles add up to 180. I have a triangle here, all of these angles add up to 180. So 180 times 4 is 720. There it is. So if everything I've said there totally confused you, that's okay. I'm going to give you a formula in just a second, but I'm trying to show you where the formula came from. Now look, do you not see the pattern? When there were 3 sides, I took 180 times what? 1. When there were 4 sides, I took 180 times what? 2. When there were 5 sides, I took 180 times what? 3. When there were 6 sides, I took 180 times what? 4. It's always 2 less. If it's 3 sides, I take 180 times 1. If it's 4 sides, I take 180 times 2. If it's 5 sides, I take 180 times 3. If it's 6 sides, I take 180 times 4. Do you see? It's always 2 less than the number of sides that I have. So now if I confused you there, don't worry about it. Here's the formula. And the formula is so easy to use. Here it is. Okay, copy this down. The sum of the interior angles of a convex polygon equals 180 times n minus 2. That's it. That is such an easy formula. Well, Mr. Earhart, what's n? N is the number of sides. Okay? N is the number of sides. Whatever polygon I'm dealing with. Okay? So I'm going to pause a second. I want you to go ahead and copy this formula down, and then we're going to use this to solve some problems. Okay? We're going to apply this to some problems. So I'm going to pause. Go ahead and copy this formula in your notes. Okay? Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and apply this to some problems. So students, please take some really good notes. Here we go, okay? Okay, I want you to solve for x, okay? Now, let's stop and think this through. How many sides do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the sum of the interior angles. So how many sides do I have? 4. So you always take the number of sides you have and subtract 2. That's so easy. And then whatever number you get out right here, you multiply that always times 180. Let's go over that again. I know most of you have it, but let's go over this one more time. I have 4 sides. So however many sides I have, I put that right here for n. So 4 minus 2 is 2. And then I take 180 times 2. So the sum of the interior angles is 360. So watch how I can solve for x. This angle here is x plus 30. This angle here is x plus 90. This angle here is x plus 60. This angle here is x. Well, if I take all of those angles and add them together, what are they supposed to equal? 360. That's not that hard. Let's go over it again, guys. If I take each of these 4 angles and I add them together, they're supposed to equal 360. So now let's simplify this side over here, okay? Here we go. X plus x plus x plus x is 4x. 30 plus 90 is 120. Plus 60 is 180. There we go. Now bring the 180 over and make it a negative 180. Okay, so 360 minus 180. So I'm left with 4x equals 180. Now divide both sides by 4. X equals 45. So I did it. It was really helpful to know what the sum of the interior angles was. Okay? Not too bad, guys. Not too bad. Okay, let's try another problem. Please, please take some really good notes. And if I'm going too fast, just have the supervising teacher pause the video, okay? All right, here we go. Copy this in your notes. We're going to find the sum of the measures of the interior angles of a convex 12-sided polygon. I'll pause a second while you copy that down, okay? We're going to find the sum of the measures of the interior angles of a convex 12-sided polygon. Okay, students, here we go. We want to find the sum of the interior angles. Okay, how many sides do I have? Well, let me put the formula. Here's the formula. 180 times n minus 2. Now, how many sides do I have? 12. So where the n is, I put 12. So 12 minus 2 is 10. 180 times 10 would be 1,800. So if I were to add up all of the angles on the inside of a 12-sided polygon, I would get this many degrees. Isn't that cool? It's a really neat, helpful formula, okay? All right, moving on to number 2, or another problem. Okay, go ahead and copy this in your notes, please. What is the measure of each interior angle? This is going to be much harder. I'm not asking you to find the sum of all the interior angles. I'm asking you to find one of the angles of a 20-sided polygon. Now I'm going to pause. I'm going to wait till you copy this down. And I'm going to show you something you need to see, okay? So copy this down, please. I'll give you a couple more seconds and we're going to move on. What is the measure of each interior angle of a regular 20-sided polygon? Now you need to see this, okay? Just sit back and watch this. Here's a triangle. How many sides do I have? 3. How many interior angles do I have? 3. How many exterior angles do I have? Well, extend this side, extend this side, extend this side. 1, 2, 3. So a triangle has how many sides? 3. How many interior angles? 3. How many exterior angles? 3. Let me give you one more example. Here's a 5-sided figure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, that's not good. 5, okay. How many sides do I have? 5. How many interior angles do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many exterior angles do I have? Well, there's one here with a dot. Here's one here with a dot. Here's one here with a dot. Here's one here with a dot. And here's one here with a dot. How many? 5. Are you not seeing the pattern? However many sides I have, that's how many interior angles I have. And that's how many exterior angles I have, okay? Now, notice this problem here. It says a regular 20-sided polygon. That means all of the angles are what? Remember what regular means? A regular polygon has congruent sides and congruent angles. So, here's what I'm going to do. They want me to find the measurement of one angle in a 20-sided regular polygon. Okay, no problem. Let's first of all find the sum of all. Now, how many sides are there? 20. So how many interior angles will there be? There'll be 20 of them, right? I'll have 20 of them, okay? So let's find the sum of all 20 angles. Here we go. Okay, for n I'll put 20. 20 minus 2 is 18. So 180 times 18. Okay, 180 times 18. And I will get 3,240. Now guys, think about it. If I take all 20 angles and add them together, what do I get? Well, if all 20 angles are what? Congruent, and they are, because I have a regular polygon. So if I have this, if this equals all 20 angles, just take this and divide it by what? 20, and I'll have one of the angles. So 3,240 divided by 20 gives me 162. So there we go, I did it. I found what one of the angles is. One of the angles is 162 degrees. So we did it. Now guys, students, we could not have done that if it was not a what? Regular polygon. But since it's a regular polygon, then we know all 20 angles have to be congruent. So I found the sum of all 20 angles, then divided by 20, and I have the measurement of one of the angles. Okay? Not too bad, guys. This is not too bad. Okay, moving on. Next problem. Copy this in your notes, please, okay? A convex pentagon. Now, a pentagon is a five-sided polygon, 5 sides. Okay, you should know these, okay? A convex pentagon has interior angles that are 90, 100, 110, and 120. What is the measure of the 5th interior angle? Okay, no, guys, I know 4 of those angles. Here's the 4 angles I know. 90, 100, 110, and 120. I know those 4 angles. Okay? Well, let's find the sum of all 5 angles. Here's my formula. So where the n is, I will put a 5, okay? So I have 180 times 3, 540. So when I add up all 5 angles, I should get what? 540. So let's add these 4 angles up. I get 420. So subtract 420 from 540, and my 5th angle should be 120 degrees. There it is, 120. Okay? This stuff is not too bad. It's really, really not. Okay? You need to know this formula really well and be able to use it. Okay? All right. Now let's talk about exterior angles. Okay? Exterior angles. Okay, please do not take notes on this unless you're going to write quickly. Okay, I just want to once again appeal to your common sense. Just sit back, relax, and let me try to explain to you why this works, okay? And if you don't understand it, that's totally fine, okay? But if you do, that's fine also. Now don't take notes, just watch, okay? Here we go. Now, look at this really nice, pretty quadrilateral I have here. I've got a nice 4-sided quadrilateral. Do you see that? Okay. Now, look what I have. I have exterior angle number 1. I have exterior angle number 2. Exterior angle number 3. And exterior angle number 4. Do you see that? Look what I did, guys. I extended one side here. I extended one side here. I extended one side here. And I extended one side here. Look what happens when you take all 4 of these angles and fit them together. Look what happens. Here it is. You get a complete circle. It starts here and goes all the way around. So you get what? 360. Well, Mr. Earhart, are you saying that it will always equal 360? Yes, I am. I don't care what your polygon is. I don't care how many sides your polygon has, as long as it is a what? Convex polygon. If it's a convex polygon, I don't care how many sides you have. You might have 3 sides, or you might have 50 sides, okay? The sum of the exterior angles will always equal 360. So with that in mind, here's the theorem I want you to copy in your notes. You need to know this, okay? Theorem 6.2, the polygon exterior angles theorem. The sum of the measures of the exterior angles, one from each vertex, of a convex polygon is always 360 degrees, always. Isn't that cool? That's really easy, guys. This is not a difficult lesson today. This is pretty simple. So I don't care what convex polygon I give you. I don't care how many sides it has. If you add up all of the exterior angles, they will always equal 360. Always, always. Okay? So with that in mind, let's apply this to some problems. Here we go. Problem number 1, please copy this down, okay? Problem number 1, copy this down. A convex hexagon. Now a hexagon is 6 sides. And guys, you should really know this, okay? If you do not know what a hexagon is, you really need to look it up and learn these, okay? In your book, you will find them on page, hold on one second, and you might want to make note of this in your notes, okay? On page 268, on page 268, you will see all of the different polygon hexagons listed out from 3 sides up to about 10 sides, okay? So you should know what a hexagon is, okay? A convex hexagon has exterior angles that are 32, 54, 67, 72, and 100. What is the measure of the 6th exterior angle? Now, first of all, listen, how many sides do I have? 6. So how many exterior angles do I have? 6. I have 6 exterior angles. How many angles have they given me? 5. 32, 54, 67, 72, and 100. They've given me 5 angles. All I have to do is find the 6th angle. Now, guys, I know what the sum of the 6 angles is. Remember, they're what kind of angles? Exterior. Now, when we're dealing with interior, listen, students, when we're dealing with interior angles, we use this formula here. Don't forget that, okay? But we're not. We're dealing with exterior angles. And exterior angles always add up to what? I don't care how many sides you have, 360. So let's add these up here real quick. And we get 325. So just take 360 minus 325, and we'll get 35 degrees. So that last angle has to be 35 degrees, so that when you add up all 6 angles, they equal 360. Okay? Not too difficult. Okay, let's try another problem. Go ahead and copy this in your notes. I'll give you just a minute while you copy this down. What is the measure of each exterior angle of a keyword, regular nonagon? Now you should know this. A nonagon has 9 sides. If you don't know this, you had better be turning to page 268 and learning those. You are responsible for those on tests and quizzes, okay? All right, moving on. So, what is the measure of each exterior angle of a regular nonagon? Now, my nonagon has how many sides? 9. So how many exterior angles does it have? 9. So I have 9 exterior angles. 9. Okay? Now, if I add up all 9 exterior angles, what do I get? 360, right? Remember, the sum of exterior angles always adds up to 360. Okay, always. Now, if I have a regular nonagon, that means all of the interior angles are congruent, but it also means, think about it, guys, the exterior angles will also be congruent. So if all 9 angles are congruent, and we know that all 9 angles add up to 360, just take 360 divided by 9, and you'll get 40. So now you have 9 exterior angles, and each exterior angle is 40 degrees. So there's the answer, 40 degrees. You can't really see it, but it's 40 degrees. Okay? This is not too difficult, guys. It's really, really not. Now, tonight, your homework assignment will be challenging for you, and hopefully it will help you get a little more practice on these, okay? If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call or email.